Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So let's put things into perspective here. This coming from Michael at Val5Links on Twitter. Last week, Bitcoin reached an all-time high of $41,551. Today, the price crashed as low as $30,538, yet investors remain bullish despite the sudden bear market. First of all, this is not a bear market. Second of all, people are unfazed because they are starting to realize that these kinds of corrections are going to be commonplace moving forward throughout 2021. Let me read you this. Institutional investors are widely perceived to be responsible for Bitcoin's bull run, which lifted the price off from $10,500 at the start of October to highs of $40,000 last week. But what goes up can come down, of course. So around the time Scott Menard, CIO of Guggenheim Investments, the hedge fund that in November announced intentions to invest $530 million into Bitcoin, tweeted that Bitcoin's parabolic rise is unsustainable in the near term, the price did drop all the way down to $30,500, according to data from Mazzari. What say Menard's contemporaries, whose confidence in digital gold drew droves of investors? Anthony Scaramucci, Trump's one-time and short-lived communications director, who is the driving force behind the Skybridge Bitcoin Fund for accredited investors, tweeted that he was all in on Bitcoin, especially on this dip. Vic Carter, chronic Bitcoin bull and founder of Castle Islands Ventures, disclosed after the crash that neither money nor the prospect of losing it brought him happiness. He tweeted that he felt nothing at 40,000, and I continue to feel nothing. Maybe I'll feel something at 100,000. After watching Bitcoin plunge 50% to 3K in 24 hours in the apparently mature market last year, nothing phases me anymore, he continued. And I feel like that is a lot of us, right? We've seen these ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. And, once you guys get used to this movement, you do realize that this is par for the course. Okay, we did see Bitcoin correct. It did drop into this zone, this level of support down here. Let me draw it out. So this is Bitcoin on the hourly, dropping down into this zone. And now, guys, we're seeing the rally continue upward. This was not a large correction by any means. We have routinely seen 40-45% corrections in the past in former bull runs. This correction was about 30%, almost 30%, 28% to be exact. And so that's not to say that we can't see this come down even further. Like I said before, 43% would bring us down here to this zone down here. Whoops, it was this zone roughly in and around here, 43%, okay, which would bring us in and around here. And we have seen this in the past. I mean, I was expecting this to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'll be happy. But this certainly is not out of the cards. And let me let you in on a little secret here. All right, I'm going to take this off auto for a second. Let me just bring up this trend-based Fibonacci tool, okay? This is a Fibonacci extension tool, not the traditional fib that you guys are used to. But let me show you guys this. After this last correction, we bring it up to the new high. And with this extension tool, we can see exactly where Bitcoin ended up landing right here, okay? Right here on the 1.618 level. Came back down, retraced back up here to about this level, okay? Hit the 0.786 and is coming right back down here. So this fib, this extension fib, did indeed suggest that we could see Bitcoin rebound here at this level. And you guys can see here, it did indeed. And those 43% corrections that I was talking about earlier, look at where that lands us, very, very close to this level of resistance here at the 2.618. So almost around here, and those corrections, we've seen them anywhere between 40 and 45%. So 43% in the last bull run brings us very close to here. But even if we extend it out to 44%, give or take, it lands right here in this level of support. Interesting to note. So I want to keep moving on because there's some interesting things to point out. I sense a lot of capital on the sidelines waiting for a dip or in the progress of onboarding to deploy into crypto. Then I looked at PayPal's volume and I see monster all-time high levels, nearly 2 times the prior volume peak 5 days ago. And so this is from ItBit Trading. They are integrated into PayPal. And look at that volume, guys, over the last few days. Retail investors using PayPal to invest in Bitcoin. Of course, just to reiterate, PayPal's adoption of Bitcoin appears to have had a significant effect on Bitcoin pricing. This article from way back in November 2020. But you guys can see ItBit Trading volume rising as well due to these retail investors. So PayPal's mid-October launch of a new service which allows its US users to shop with and speculate on cryptocurrencies seems to have had a significant positive effect on the trajectory of Bitcoin prices. PayPal's program permits its U.S. customers to buy, sell, or hold Bitcoin, of course. In more detail, PayPal engaged Paxos Itbit exchange to manage its Bitcoin's transactions. In turn, the volume on the Itbit exchange has soared over the last couple of weeks to a daily average of around $20 million US from about 3 to 4 million before the PayPal announcement. So again, these are November numbers, but it's just going to show you same thing is happening right now in January. FOMO is hitting the markets and people are getting really excited. I wonder if this correction did indeed shake people out. Despite everything else, we are seeing that New Zealand's financial watchdog has warned its citizens on crypto investment risks. So according to a report on Tuesday by the NZ Herald, the Financial Markets Authority said New Zealanders who were considering purchasing cryptocurrencies needed to be aware that they were high risk and highly volatile assets. Cryptocurrencies are not regulated in New Zealand and are often exploited by scammers and hackers. So they're just putting out a statement, just be careful. We know cryptocurrency is rallying, and so we don't want you guys to lose your money because you see a dip like this near 30%, sell down here and worry that, well, that was a scam. I'm not getting back into this investment. Yet we've also got this from Mr. Use Case here on Twitter. Anybody else noticing the XRP/BTC pair gaining? And what he's mentioning is this. So this is the XRP BTC chart, and we can see compared to BTC, XRP is down quite significantly. If I bring a horizontal line right down here to the bottom, we can see it is up a little bit from its bottom, rebounding just a smidge. And I wanted to bring this up because I'm going to bring you guys all the way back over here, back to the alt season in March, the first alt season we saw in 2017 before obviously the big one in December of 2017. And at this point, now you guys just saw me, I put this horizontal line right at the base of that level where we are currently seeing XRP try to gain some momentum on Bitcoin. Well, look what happened back in March of 2017 based on this same kind of structure here. We saw XRP shoot up, come back down, and from here, guys, we saw XRP gain on its first leg over 160%. Now, that is just the first leg on this. Look at what it did from here on out, okay? If I wanted to measure this going all the way up here, XRP on BTC, of course, this was an alt season, so we could in fact see XRP gaining on Bitcoin in this current alt season, something upwards of 1,000%. It's not out of the cards, it has happened in the past, and so there is a possibility that it can happen in the present. Thought I'd bring that to you guys, and I wanted to thank Mr. Use Case here on Twitter for pointing out this particular cryptocurrency pair and analyzing the charts just to show that we are indeed moving up compared to Bitcoin. Interesting to note. Meanwhile, guys, this is happening in the news. Devraj Varadhan joins us from Amazon as Ripple's new SVP of engineering, leading the team that's building the infrastructure enabling the IOV, the Internet of Value. Learn about his approach to building customer-centric technology. This tweeted out directly from Ripple. So we are seeing a former Amazon executive now joining the Ripple team, and so he just published this article from the Ripple Insights website just yesterday, January 11th. And so if you guys want to read this, I will link it in the description. I'm not going to read it right now. Meanwhile, positive news, at least the optics are positive for Ripple, and look who's spinning it into FUD. So this coming from the Cointelegraph, XRP tumbles despite former Amazon executive joining Ripple as engineering lead. Do I have to address it? Everything was tumbling when Bitcoin was tumbling. It had nothing to do with anybody joining anything, okay? Amid legal action from the SEC, Ripple has brought in fresh blood from Amazon to lead its engineering team. In a statement released today, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse announced that former Amazon Vice President of Delivery Experience, Devraj Varadhan, has joined Ripple as its new Senior Vice President of Engineering. And there's Brad's tweet to that effect. Varadhan has 15 years experience at Amazon, where he worked on software development for more than a decade prior to becoming VP of Delivery Experience. He also spent 2 years developing cloud and enterprise software with Microsoft. With Ripple, Varadhan plans to place an emphasis on building architecturally sound systems aligned with customer and business needs. Through the price of XRP returned to the 30-cent range last week following a significant downturn in December, it has slipped below the critical support level again. At the time of writing, the token is trading for 28 cents after falling roughly 9% in the last 24 hours. This has nothing to do with anything other than the Bitcoin price slippage as well. XRP's volatility has been attributed to blah, blah, blah. And here's where the FUD begins. Of course, we've got this great news, and this is what we should be focusing on. A former executive at Amazon, now working at Ripple, looking to, as they put it, how did he put it here, build architecturally sound systems aligned with customer and business needs. This is the kind of guy we need. Of course, we've heard Brad Garlinghouse in the past say, Ripple wants to be the Amazon of payments. They're going to be laser focused on cross-border payments first and then branch out into other verticals. He said that last year, and it seems to me that that is still the plan for Ripple despite what's going on here. Now, we've got this, guys, and this is important for the entire story. Cryptocurrencies could grow fivefold by 2025 into a $3 trillion market under new projections from Bakkt Holdings, the digital asset financial firm. Now, I was going to read you this article. I won't read it to you. I think the headline speaks to the point that I'm trying to make here. Eye-popping projection for a $3 trillion crypto market underpins Bakkt's deal. I will link this in the description if you guys want to read further. But this just goes to show you how big this market really is going to get. And, when you're hearing about this, you're seeing the market, you might have conflicting feelings. And, especially if you're following celebrities on Twitter like Mark Cuban, who is tweeting out, watching the cryptos trade is exactly like the internet stock bubble. Exactly. I think BTC, Ethereum, and a few others will be analogous to those that were built during the dot-com era, survived the bubble bursting and thrived, like Amazon, eBay, and Priceline, but many won't. And so he's speaking to the entire crypto space. Of course, there is a lot of FOMO going on right now. A lot of people are buying crap cryptocurrencies that will probably go to zero. But you notice who he mentions here, guys. Amazon, the number one company that pops to mind for Mark Cuban when he thinks of the companies that survived the dot-com bubble. And we know Ripple is striving to be the Amazon of cryptocurrency payments. Not only that, Ripple has now hired a former Amazon employee to be part of their team. And so it's important to you, if you guys are serious about your investment, to tune out the noise, follow the facts, make sure you've done your research, make sure you hodl strong because we could see bigger dips. XRP right now looking to break out anywhere between 160 and maybe 1,000% compared to Bitcoin. How long do you think it'll take before we see this? I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.